Hello, Thrifty music collectors and those watching this video on YouTube. I'm Tim, and this is another episode of Tim's Thrifty Music. A couple episodes ago, I told you that I'm doing this like showing the different artists in my collection uh, because of watching on PBS these different uh, music specials, or for their fundraising, and then how they're saying, "Oh, donate like $80 and we'll give you get this 4 CD set of music by this artist and stuff." And I was thinking, boy, I have enough albums by this artist where I can sell more than just 4 CDs of them and stuff. Well, for today's episode, I'm going to show you the albums of the artists that made me think of that. I have probably have enough albums to do almost do at least double that, if not more. And that I know some of you might laugh when I show you that artist, but I he was my favorite artist for a while in the 70s. That this was when he was real popular. I know at the he wasn't popular with the rock critics, but he had a lot of fans, and he had a lot of fans till his death in the 90s. The artist I'm talking about is John Denver, and like I said, I've always liked him, and from when I first heard his first hit, which was "Take Me Home, Country Roads." But I'm starting out with this album. Wasn't till an album later than this that was on. Is the album "Take Me to Tomorrow." This is from 1970 on RCA. On this one, it has the song "Follow Me," which is a song that I had sung at my wedding. See, I was in the Air Force at the time, and I only at the time I felt was a good one, since I had to travel around some between assignments, and my wife liked the song too, and then also with the way it goes, "Take my hand and I will follow you," and that's very much how we do it now. But then I also like the song "Aspen Glow" off this album. Like I said, that's from 1970 on RCA. Next one is "Whose Garden Was This?" This is also from 1970 on RCA. This one is embossed on the back here, saying "Not for sale, demonstration only." And this one has. I should also say. Oh, this I should also say. Around all these albums are I've got like at flea markets, thrift stores, and library sales. Is where I found most of these at. So some of them aren't in the greatest condition for the covers. But he does a lot of covers on this one. I'm surprised with, because he wrote a lot of excellent songs himself. But this one he does covers of like "The Night They Drove Old Dixie Down," "Mr. Bojangles," Eleanor Rigby, and "Golden Slumbers." He also does "Jingle Bells" on here. Next up is Poems, Prayers, and Promises. This is RCA from 1971. Of course, this has Poems, Prayers, and Promises. And this also has Take Me Home Country Roads, which was his first hit. Also has Sunshine on My Shoulders, which is a song that I really like. Uh, on He also does cover, and it also has My Sweet Lady on it. Uh, he also does covers of Let It Be, and on here, on this one. He liked to do covers of Beatles songs I've noticed. Oh, he also does. I guess I'd rather be in Colorado, which is another song that I like by him that he wrote that I like too. Next up is Airy. I think that's how it's pronounced. And down here he does Starwood and Aspen, and the Eagle and the Hawk is one that I really like off this one. He also does covers of Everyday, City of New Orleans, and the John Prine song. On here he calls it Blow Up Your TV, and it's also Spanish Pipe Dream. It was written by John Prine. I've recently got John Prine's first album, and I really like that album. So, and that's like I think I said this is an RCA from 1971. Next up, this is my favorite John Denver album, I think, or I can pretty much say it is. It's 72 on RCA. It's Rocky Mountain High. Of course, it has the hit Rocky Mountain High. Also has a John Prine song Paradise on it. Also, it has John Denver's song for Bobby. That song was sung at quite a few weddings. It also has Goodbye Again on it. On this one, he does a cover of the Beatles song Mother Nature's Son on it. And again, it's from 72 on RCA. Okay, next is Pharaoh on Andromeda. This is from 73 on RCA. This, of course, has a song Pharaoh Andromeda, or subtitled Welcome to My Mornings, and has Rocky Mountain's Sweet Cold Nights in Canada, and Please Daddy, Whiskey Mountain, or Whiskey Basin Blues, and I'd Rather Be a Cowboy. Okay, then from 73, also on RCA, you have his greatest hits. Of course, Elvis' greatest hits up to that time. Okay, then from 74 on RCA, Back Home Again. Of course, this one has a lot of hits. It had a few hits on it. Of course, Back Home Again, Grandma's Featherbed, Matthew, Thank God I'm a Country Boy. Then his biggest hit was on here, Annie's song. In that documentary that I was watching where they had that for getting that CD, found out that he wrote Annie's song, which was his biggest hit. He wrote it in 10 minutes. Uh, Prior to it, they had had a fight, and they had pretty much made up, and he decided to go out skiing. Going up the lift to the top of the mountain, which was a 10-minute ride, he had written the song. He had, after he got back down, he went home and sang the song to Annie. Also on this album, it has songs "Sweet Surrender" and "This Old Guitar," which are both excellent songs. Also, okay, next album from 1975 on RCA is "Wind Song." This one has, of course, the song "Wind Song" and "Spirit," and "Fly Away," which he does with Olivia Newton-John, and Calypso. And also from '75, this is a 2-album live album. Okay, this is where he does a lot of his hits on here, and of course you hear him go do his famous "Far Out" on here and everything. Like I said, those were out there. A lot of those are during his big period. Most of those were during the period where he had all his big hits. Then also from '75, he did this Christmas album. This is Rocky Mountain Christmas, where he did include Aspen Flow on here, and also "Please Daddy, Don't Get Drunk This Christmas." And he did do some with Muppets, but I don't have any of those. Okay, next up from '76 on RCA, "The Spirit." See, I've now got to the ones where didn't have as many hits and stuff. This has that Wrangell Mountain song on it, and "Baby, You Look Good to Me Tonight." Okay, this one, the cover's not the greatest on, has water damage and stuff. This is from 1977 on RCA, "I Want to Live." Of course, it has "Singing Skies and Dancing Waters" on it. "Oh, Can I Leave You Again," "To the Wild Country," "It Amazes Me," and "I Want to Live." This is of the ones after the ones with all those hits, all his other hits. This is probably one of his better albums after those. And from looks like it says '78. This is, need to make sure of it. Okay, this is just a self-titled album, John Denver. This one has "Downhill Stuff" on it, which is a song I like. This is a good song I like for. That's a good skiing song in my opinion. That's about how it what sounds like when you're listening to it, like just skiing. He does a cover of Johnny B. Good on it, and next up from 1980, "Autograph." On here he does "Dancing with the Mountains," and does Wrangell Mountain song on here. from 1981. Uh, some days are diamonds. This one has a hit. Some days are diamonds, some days are stone. And it also has the cowboy and the lady on here. Like I said, this one's from 1981 on RCA. Okay, and these last two albums I bought when I was stationed over in Germany. See, he was real popular in Germany. See, on here you notice that in the middle on top, Henry John Deutschendorf. See, that's his actual name. And on the bottom you see Seine großen Erfolge, that being his greatest hits. It's two LP compilation of his greatest hits. And this all these on this one are from his big period of his hits. And this is from 1983 on RCA. Like I said, this is a German compilation, German pressing. And here's Seine großen Erfolge Volume 2. It's another 2 LP compilation of hits of his, of his later stuff. Where it has some of the other stuff I mentioned. It has like Some Days Are Diamonds, Dancing with the Mountains, Spirit, Wind Song, How Can I Leave You Again, It Amazes Me, Baby You Look Good to Me Tonight, I'd Rather Be a Cowboy, The Cowboy and the Lady, Downhill Stuff, Matthew, All of My Memories, Please Daddy. That's all of his albums I have, but I'd say I have at least 4 CDs worth of music there, or more. A lot more, I'd say. Well, that's all I have for this time. So until next time, take it easy and keep on rocking.